Hey guys, what's going on? BuTTeR here, and welcome to episode 15 of my Real Talk series. I know it's been so long since I've done one of these episodes. This is actually one of the series that, really got my new channel kicked off. And I actually feel absolutely terrible about neglecting it for so long. But I'm going to try and make this a weekly series like it used to be back. And I'm probably say I haven't posted one probably since November or December. I'm going to say it's probably been that long. And we need to change that. And what I'm going to be talking about today, again, is a girl problem. Now, this isn't going to be my personal girl problem. And it seems like a lot of these real talks have been about girls lately, so I should probably call it guy talk or something, because it seems like that's what's been happening. But I actually have a lot of other topics that I'm going to bring into this. Now, I have a lot of new viewers over here on this channel. And if you don't know what this is, basically it's a series where I don't talk anything about the gameplay. I just throw up some gameplay for you guys to watch while I talk about some real life situations and issues that I've either gone through or I've seen people go through. And so it's basically like a life lesson series. So basically what I want to talk about today is this situation that my friend has been having with this girl that he's been talking to. Now, the title of this video is called The Hoe Equation. That could be kind of derogatory towards girls. I want to just disclaim something. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. That's just basically what it's called. I know I have like 9% women, so please bear with me and don't hate me for this. But basically what the hoe equation is about how girls say they want a certain type of guy, but they really don't, and they end up, one example of this would be like, have you ever seen a girl or a guy treat a girl so well, buy her stuff, do everything she wants, and she won't hook up with that dude, but she'll hook up with somebody that she absolutely hates the next night? Now, that's never happened to me, that's never happened to any of my friends, but I've seen it happen to other people plenty of times. So anyways, now that that's out of the way, basically the problem with him is that he met this girl that lives about 20 minutes away from him. This is one of my friends down in Connecticut. I'm not going to mention any names because I feel like that doesn't really... it's not very necessary. Even though he told me I can mention his name, I'm going to keep it to myself. But anyways, basically he met this girl who lives 20 minutes from him. And he met her on like a party bus or whatever, and they were texting here and there because he got her number. And I actually came down there, and we went to a club one time, and she actually was able to come, and they were all over each other and shit. And it was I don't know, it was pretty cute to see them together because my friend hasn't really had a lot of girlfriends. So basically, this is where I thought, this girl is cool, she could be good for you. But there's a lot of issues that have been going on with them, and one of the main issues is that they live 20 minutes away, but only she has a car. He doesn't have his license yet, and he's actually 18 years old, so he definitely needs to get that, and I've been telling him that. And he doesn't have a car as well, so it's hard for them to see each other. And not only that, but he hasn't been speaking to her the correct way over the phone, and this is why. So basically, a lot of girls are like this. They need to have a guy in their face all the time. I don't understand why it's like that. That doesn't go for all girls. I've seen girls who can actually deal with long distance relationships over long periods of time, but the majority of girls want to have somebody there all the time. That's why sometimes in long distance relationships it never works out, because the girl is going out, or maybe even the guy in this instance go out, and you're seeing different people, and feelings fade, and that's how it is. But what he was doing is he was texting her in a way where once she stopped like hitting him up as much, he actually pushed her away even further just by the things he was saying. Now, he was telling me like, he really likes this girl and stuff, and I was like, of course, I understand that. But in order to suck her into a point where she's going to be your girlfriend, you need to be able to say the right things to her and act a certain way. Now, he was acting like, oh, are you okay? You haven't been texting me lately, and saying stuff like that. And most of you know that's a big no-no. You don't want to act like that. You want to act like she doesn't mean that much to you, that you've just been busy. Say something like, oh, I'm sorry, what's up? Like, I haven't talked to you in a while. How have you been? I'm sorry, I've just been busy. Act like she's the one that hasn't been in contact with you, even though even if it's been her not hitting you up. And you know what it does is it kind of flips the even though it's not a relationship, it flips the power in the we'll call it a temporary relationship, even though they're not technically going out. And you gotta act like you have things to do. A girl doesn't want a guy who constantly is thinking about her or always puts her above all of your other goals and your other things that you have to do during your life. A girl wants a guy who has a set goal in life and is following those goals and doing things on his own, and that she could kind of just fit into that schedule. You're kind of fitting her into the schedule instead of building your schedule around her. And what happened is she probably got freaked out a little bit by that, because as most of you guys know, girls always say, oh, I want a good guy who doesn't cheat on me, who everything's about me, this and that, when it's actually the complete opposite. And that's where the Hoe equation comes in. A girl wants a guy who's not, I wouldn't say a complete dick, but a guy who, how do I say this, a guy who cares about himself more than her. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's the truth. A girl wants a guy who has a lot of self-respect, a lot of confidence, and you know, that himself is the main priority and that she is, you know, second to that. And I know this sounds a little weird, and some of you are probably like, oh, Drew, that's not true. Or maybe even if I know I have some girls who watch my channel are probably like, oh, I don't feel like that. And that's actually false, because it's chemically, how do I say this word? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Scripted? Yeah, it's like chemically scripted into a female. They're just attracted to guys who are the alpha male, who have a lot of confidence and you know, just a lot of self-respect for themselves. So when he was saying, oh, well, you haven't been hitting me up lately, I think it kind of freaked her out, and she kind of pulled back a little bit, because she's a very attractive girl. I'll be honest right now. She's like a very pretty girl. She carries herself very well. She's very nice. So she's going to want a guy who can kind of forget about her. And now this is a perfect example of this. What actually sucked her into be liking him a lot in the first place is he actually went to a dubstep concert, and she was there, and she was supposed to meet him there, but it wasn't like set plans. She was like, oh, I'll probably, you know, see you there or something. And he actually accidentally left his phone in his car, and she was nonstop texting him like, oh, where are you, this and that. And it's because she's such a pretty girl that she's not used to being ignored like that, and it was out of her comfort zone, and she thought that he was ignoring him. And then when he finally was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I just didn't have my phone on me, it's not a big deal, this and that, she started to see, oh, well, this guy's different. He's not like all the other guys who would throw themselves at me. And it's the truth, guys. That's how girls are, especially very attractive girls. That's the way you got to get them. You got to act like they don't mean very much to you. And you know, it kind of sounds hypocritical to say, because I'm sure it's the same way with girls. A lot of girls are very insecure with themselves, not as much as like how they feel about themselves, but everyone is kind of scared of rejection because it doesn't feel good. But girls are extra scared of rejection. That's why usually, guys, we have to make the first move, because girls are so scared of rejection. And I'll be honest, I've been rejected at clubs plenty of times. When it's something even little, something as little as dancing with somebody, you know, and it's gonna happen, but you have to take risks in this world, and that's just how life is when it comes to, you know, trying to find a girl. So what I told him is that he needs to kind of put her aside for a little bit and kind of rebuild his own confidence, because it doesn't feel good when a girl, you know, stops hitting you up and stuff, and it's very frustrating because you want that girl to cater to you, but that's all in the game of, you know, attraction. That's just how it works. Girls always want what they can't have, just like guys always want what they can't have. Now, how many of you guys wanted this one girl that nobody could get with, and then you get with her really easily, and it's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, this isn't, you know, she wasn't hard to get with, this is like weird. Then you're telling her, oh, well, I'm not ready for a relationship, let's wait it out. And I've actually done that plenty of times myself, where it's been weird how easy it was. So you always want to make a girl have to chase after you. And I was trying to explain that to him, and that he was kind of doing things all wrong by just kind of putting her above everything else. And another thing on top of that is I said, you have to start setting your own goals and going for those goals. I was like, she's going to want a dude who can drive around and go see her and stuff. So you need to set some goals and be like, okay, listen, I need to go get my license. I need to go do this and that in order for this to work out. And he just wasn't making those moves. So now he's kind of put himself in a pickle. But at the same time, he can reverse it. Anything is reversible, guys. Remember that. If he just starts making the right changes to what he's doing. This was kind of all over the place. I'm going to do a lot more talks about women because they're so fucking complicated. And I'm trying to help my viewers because I know a lot of you younger viewers who are coming up through high school are probably having a lot of girl problems. But leave me a comment in the comment section below if you kind of understood what I said. I kind of did this commentary offhand, and I went on a couple of rants here and there, and this is my first real talk back in a while. But if you enjoyed, please leave me a like, and I do apologize if I offended anybody with the name of this video. I can be kind of disrespectful, but it's not that I'm calling all girls hoes, it's just the terminology kind of that guys use for what I'm talking about. But anyways, I've stayed here way longer than I should have. I will talk to you guys later. Take it easy.